What is going on, Notre Dame fans? Mike Singer and Tim Hyde live on the Blue and Gold YouTube channel. It's a fine Tuesday evening, and we have a lot to talk about in the world of Notre Dame football. Tim, 11 days. 11 days, my friend, from Notre Dame at Texas A&M. How excited are you about that? Or nervous?
Who's blocking? Sure.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there.
Is it going to be 7-on-7, or is that what they're going to do in College Station? Just because both O lines, A&M's O line's a little cloudy as well, so which is good for both D lines, I guess. It'll be like 28 sacks in the game, but yeah. First one I've been saying, Mike, for 9 months. First one to 20, maybe it's first one to 9. Wins that game next week. But no, overall excited as could be. Nice camp, captains, all the good excitement. We found out the EA Sports team, Mike, right? You got Herb Street and Fowler are going to do the game, start previewing for
So
EA
excited, right?
For EA 2026. So, no, it's exciting, man. We got football this weekend, for crying out loud. There's games.
Do you think FSU's on upset alert at all?
It's funny because there's a few national pods I like to listen to in background noise, when I'm mowing the lawn. And I keep hearing this buzz like, oh, Florida State's going to be one of those teams outside the top 20 at the end of the year. Unless they all know something I haven't read, but I think Florida State is going to be awesome. So I'm looking forward to that game in South Bend. But no, definitely that game will be on. Game day's there, so we get a little game day prep's going to be out in Dublin, so that'll be fun.
Jay Carr says, I sense a Roback ad later in this show. Thank you for bringing that up. I'm going to go full camp here. I got the new Notre Dame licensed Roback stuff, Tim. They are not an advertiser for us yet. I'm hoping that we get to sign them. But
all the Notre Dame players the last 3 years, like, let's go, or 4 years, right? I think Hamilton even got stuff.
I hope this is okay to say, but I did this story on Leonard and Ben Morrison signing NIL deals with Roback. Then 4 days later, I get some sweet new Roback gear in the mail. So
tag me so I get a shirt. Let's go.
Oh, we are gonna have some awesome. We have some awesome apparel sponsors this year. I'm pretty fired up about. So,
but overall, Mike, hey, it's our last show. As we just said 10 seconds before you hit start was, hey, the real world starts next week. Let's get to it. I'm excited.
Yeah, let me pull up my to-do list real quick, Tim, because Sunday we're doing our big show at 8 p.m.
Okay.
Me, you, and Goolsby. We're going to do season predictions. We're going to do our position-by-position grades, and we're going to do Texas A&M picks and more. It's going to be a blast. Maybe not picks, but we'll break down Notre Dame A&M. Maybe we won't do score predictions. I'm sure Goolsby's going to want to save it for later in the week, and all of Goolsby's different.
All I'm going to say is win by 1. So that's my prediction.
And then, Tim and I will do our final thoughts, observations, and predictions video that we'll post on Friday. Tim, if we can record that on Thursday evening.
Yes, let's go.
All right, let me jot that down. Sorry, guys. Yeah, this is like Tim and I are having a staff meeting here live.
Yeah, we're here. I mean, the season's right underway. All the polls and all the predictions, the playoff stuff, man, you just throw that away starting actually technically this weekend. So then obviously for the Big Irish next week. But it's exciting, man. It's exciting. No, outside of the one big injury, obviously everything, knock on wood, Mike, has been pretty clear heading into A&M. So that's good news.
Yeah. And we're definitely going to discuss the Notre Dame offensive line situation. First, folks, please do hit the thumbs up if you're watching here on YouTube, whether you're watching live or watching back. Really appreciate you for making us a part of your day. And if you're new here, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's free. You just need some Gmail, YouTube login, and then you can get little alerts when we post a video or go live if you hit the bell. So do that so you don't miss any of our content. During the football season, I think we do like 5 live shows a week, and then we have more videos throughout the week as well that are, we're pre-recorded. So you're definitely going to lock in right here to our YouTube channel. Make sure you're going to blueandgold.com for getting caught up on all the latest Notre Dame football and recruiting news and analysis. we are going to have a big um, subscription offer here soon, and I'm really excited about that one. So I will definitely be posting about that on my Twitter page. So make sure you give me a follow at Mike T Singer. It'll be on our website and our brand Twitter account as well at BGI News. So good stuff there. Tim, we have 5 captains for Notre Dame. Got Riley Leonard, Ben Morrison, Riley Mills, Xavier Watts, and Jack Kaiser. There are 2, I don't know if surprises, but kind of like maybe minor surprises is the better term, or just like things that stuck out to me. I'll say I want to hear what your thoughts are about Notre Dame's captains, and then we'll see if what you're saying lines up with what I'm thinking.
Oh, I mean, as soon as they popped out, I was like, okay. It to me, it seemed obviously Riley Leonard is. I mean, you've heard nothing but a million positives about him. It sounds like him in the locker room, his leadership, things of that nature. A lot like Hartman. I mean, Hartman had a lot of respect from the players, which is interesting. I mean, I thought about this a few weeks ago. It's like, when you start hearing about Leonard and his leadership, but Hartman was 2 years older, which is insane. Being in that room, thinking how Leonard's a true senior now, but that
Yeah,
was a no brainer. No brainer.
no brainer because he's a quarterback, and he's like the face of the team.
Yeah,
He is. I know
but
you're going to
it's
want to
also
argue,
no,
folks,
but it's
about
also leadership.
Morrison,
No, but
but
it's also
I don't know. I think Hartman. I dogged on Hartman, a lot late in the season, but I think Hartman was a different level of leader. But go ahead, Tim. I digress.
yeah, yeah. I mean, he was definitely a leader in the locker room. You even hear about going back to the Senior Bowl he was in, and there's even been reports about that with the Redskins camp. So, which has been interesting.
Commanders, Tim.
Oh my God, Tim, that's all right. Showing my age, right?
Yeah, Tim still says the Pac-10.
Yeah, Pac 8, I guess, but there you go.
Yeah.
But back in the heyday, yeah, exactly. The Commanders, excuse me.
Yeah.
Right?
I
And,
still like the football team. I think they should have kept the Washington football team, but
geez, I actually forgot about that. It tells you how much I follow those guys, the Washington D.C. team, excuse me. But no, that was a no brainer. I mean, who else is it going to be on the offense? Which is like, holy moly! You could say Evans, but who knows? Who
yeah.
knows leadership he was being injured, out, things of that nature. Defense, it all makes sense. Kaiser, probably Kaiser when he came back, he had a little, probably a note from Freeman, you're guaranteed a captain, so please come
Yeah.
back. We need you as a 6-year guy. Same with Watts. Mills over Cross is interesting, but Cross at his press conference a week ago or 2 weeks ago, whatever it was, says he doesn't talk a heck of a lot. So that probably adds up when you start doing captain votes
Yeah.
and players do that. And then, Morrison just keeps that tradition of a junior, right? Seems like every year there's a junior. Joel Hamilton, you had Michael Mayer. Geez Louise, I know there's been others in the past. I mean, Robert Hainsey was one as well as a junior and a true senior, but it just lines up. There's always one elite junior that's been picked over the years. So, it all makes sense. People may mention Cross being an All-American. Why not a captain? But hey, not every All-American's a captain.
Yeah.
So picking 5 is nice. I'm not a big fan of 6, 7, 8,
Yeah.
things of that nature. 5 is a solid number, and only 4 get to walk out. So 1 always gets to watch.
Yeah. Yeah. No, what my thoughts you hit on them. The Cross, Howard Cross was like that's a notable omission, but yeah, and then you mentioned it. Yeah, I'm not the biggest vocal guy. Not that you need to be
Yeah.
vocal to be a leader, but it definitely helps. So yeah, you put Mills. Like if you said, Mike, you can only pick one of those 2 as a football player for this team, I would take Cross. But for the leadership role, as a captain, yeah, put Riley Mills there. And then, yeah, you touched on the other thing, only 1 offensive player out of 5. Yeah, but who would you put there? Evans, I think Jay Carr just said it. Evans is the only option. That would make sense. Yeah, everyone else, it's just it's either the offense is too young to be a captain, or they just got here, and your quarterback is kind of the exception as someone who could come in and be a captain right away.
Yeah.
So,
He probably got a lot of votes from the receivers when he took them down to the Phillip Rivers camp and fit the bill for that. So there's what 6, 7 votes, except for one guy probably didn't get the vote, but that's okay. Who was in that group? He's in high school. He's in high school, Mike. He doesn't get the
maybe Jaden Thomas. He's a senior, but yeah.
I've never been a big Jaden Thomas guy, so I've always said I'm sure he's great in the locker room and things of that nature, but
yeah, but it's
hard to be a captain if you're a 50-50 starter as well.
Yeah.
So, and we'll see what happens with that thing. And he's never even played a full season. He's been injured in every year at least.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, you're right. He would just be mentioned quickly in the conversation. Yeah, you got to be a starter, like a 100% guy. Impacts at least close to him being an impact player. So there you go.
That's good. It's a good group. Bunch of NFL dudes in there, all gonna get drafted and whatnot. So it's a good group. So you said something just real quick on Mills about you take crossover Mills. Who gets drafted first next year, Mills or Cross? Hot take. Who is it? I'm going to timestamp this. So,
you know what?
I'll go Mills. Mills.
I was just thinking Mills is 6'5", 295, Cross 6'1", 288. So I would say Mills from the measurables.
I saw a picture in the yearbook, Mike, in the blue and gold yearbook I was just looking at, and Cross's dad is him and Cross's dad together. Cross's dad is like twice the size of him. So I'm just like, his dad was a stud tight end for the Giants. But I just saw that. I was like, yeah, I think Mills is getting picked first.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Tim, we're going to hear from a sponsor of today's show, Home Field Apparel. Guys, college football's back on Saturday. Notre Dame 11 days away from playing at Texas A&M, and you're going to want to be geared up for a crucial year 3. It's a biggie, as Tim Hyde always says. And that's where we talk about Home Field, who's launching their Can't Miss Kickoff 2024 campaign. It's a month-long campaign throughout the month of August, delivering all the gear that you're going to need for football season. So you go to their website, homefieldapparel.com, and you can learn about these kickoff boxes and then all of the different promotions that they have going on for their Can't Miss Kickoff, which does include, again, this football box that includes a coach's jacket, bomber jacket, the promotion has Champs Week, a lot of cool stuff going on at Home Field. The football box, though, is kind of like this big ticket item that I think you guys are really going to be interested in. It contains a few never before seen items. It's curated so Notre Dame fans have new gear to wear all season long. So you're looking at the platinum football box on the screen for YouTube audience. Got a vintage seal long sleeve, the Here Come the Irish hoodie, a 1977 national championships tee, Home Field Crew socks, Forever Love the Ringer tee, a koozie, and a 2024 platinum pass. So again, you can find this at homefieldapparel.com. Home Field sponsored us for the 2023 season. I love their stuff. We have a great relationship with Home Field. Highly recommend. They got Mike Goolsby the Sam Hartman shirt, and Goolsby trolled us all and wore it times last year during the show, which was a lot of fun. As I said before, some of their stuff, like once the weather gets a little cooler, I'll be wearing my Notre Dame tennis sweatshirt in my daily rotation. And I love my Notre Dame baseball tee. And Home Field, if you're watching this, send your boys some more stuff because I need some more swag. Wide range of available college, so you can grab some Notre Dame gear for yourself and comfortable licensed clothing for the 180 plus colleges they have for your loved one who sadly might be a fan of another team. Great time to shop at Home Field. Make sure you check it out. Homefieldapparel.com. Use the promo code BGI, which is good for 15% off your order at Home Field. Please, again, folks, check it out. Homefieldapparel.com. Always good stuff. It's vintage tees, but they don't smell bad. Okay. You know, they might look old, but they don't smell old. You know what I'm saying? Love the vintage tees. All about it. All right, Tim. What do we got next? O-line talk. Okay. Uh, that was a big thing that popped. Tim, there's always something, always some surprise. You think you know what it's gonna be. Even the coaches. Joe Rudolph said, "quote." Okay, I'm not gonna say quote. I'm gonna paraphrase it. We found our solution at left tackle, and it's Tosh Baker. And then what happens? True freshman Anthony Knapp, like 5 days later, he's getting a lot of first team reps at left tackle. You get Sam Pendleton. Looks like he has a good shot of unseating, two much more experienced guys in Rocco Spindler and Pat Coogan at the left guard spot. We know Billy Strauss over at right guard. Right tackle, of course, you have Wagner and Craig's at center. I first want to go to this, Tim. When you see the reports, whether it's our guys Tyler and Jack doing a practice video, you're reading the articles, and you're seeing, Knapp and Pendleton are really getting first team O-line reps. Are you going to tell me, Tim, that you're like, I'm not surprised by that, or what were you thinking?
It could be a scary year if you're playing a bunch of guys who've never played played in a game before. Especially it could be three of them, which is never good. But man, no, I mean it goes back. There's so many people talking about why is Notre Dame in this situation and all that. It's like you lost two juniors. I mean you lost two juniors, and that. How many times have I said that, Mike? And people say, "Oh no, man, come on, Tim, it's not going to be that bad." You lost two juniors picked in the top 50 picks, whatever Fisher went. Fisher's been starting now. They've been resting guys, but Blake's basically the number 3 OT now for the Houston Texans. Joe Alt's starting, so you're losing two NFL starting offensive tackles, and then your best one, the best one, which every coach on the staff is basically saying is now gone for the year. So you've lost 3 underclassmen. Or gone, and that's just a kick in the gut when you look at it. So, and then it's next man in, basically trying to figure out who in that world that is. So you start looking at the recruiting classes. There's only one really from 22. It's Wagner. The one from 23 is out for the year. Well, then, man, you got to start figuring things out, and it goes back to the freshmen. So. Luckily, Knapp was there in the spring. Had Gerby been in there in the spring, he probably has a shot. So that's probably one of the big reasons why he's ahead, because once again, you're there early and you're playing and rolling from there. But it's the OT depth is light. It just is, and they're strong at guard. How many times are we talking recruiting, Mike? Oh, I think he's going to play guard. Or every time we get a defensive end, no, he's going to be a 3 tech. Every time we get a DB, oh yeah, I don't think he's a safety. He's going to be a nickel. It's like you just never know. I mean, we talk about these things all the time.
Yeah,
who's recruiting guards? It feels like so.
Playing
tackle at an elite level, real quick, is hard. It is freaking hard, and Notre Dame has elite OT play. So there's going to be a dip. We'll see how big of a dip that is.
I still stand by and expect Knapp to play on the interior long term at whether it's Notre Dame or in the pros. He's going to be an NFL guy. There's no doubt about it. Shout out Charles Power. Ranked Anthony Knapp a top 100 overall player. Everyone else had him as a 3-star. Shout out old Charles Power. But yeah. So you were surprised. You did not see that one coming.
Not surprised with Knapp because that's been kind of reported where, especially when as soon as
no.
As soon as he goes down, you got to figure it out. So obviously he's going to get reps. Wagner solidified. Am I shocked that he beat out Baker? Sure, I'm shocked. I thought the 5th-year guy was going to lock it up, but he hasn't. And it goes back to I mentioned this, I think, last week talking about. I mean, this is 2 years in a row. You could say whatever you want about Joe Rudolph, but he's going to give you a shot. And if you got a shot and you take it, and you excel at it, and you're the best football player, he's going to play you. Goes back to last year. Billy Schrauff, Kristofic are the dudes. Boom. Go into camp, 10 days. happened around that practice 10. I remember Horka and Sobel talking about all of a sudden Coogan, Spindler, same thing this year, especially at the guard. Same
Yeah.
thing. Now, me personally, I think Coogan's going to start. I think they've been because Pendleton. I mean, I've had plenty of talks with Jackson Spring, like Coogan. I mean, not Coogan. Pendleton. Those snaps are all over the place sometimes. So I think. I mean, Coogan's got 13 starts. He's a senior, so he's been practicing center guard. I think they're getting him back at center. That's why he's been doing when they do tempo drills. What's his name? But Sam Pendleton. I'm trying to get back into him. Pendleton's getting all the reps with the ones. Coogan's with the twos. Because you can't go, Coogan, you're with the ones. Now you're with the twos in the tempos and those types of drills. So I'll put a buck on it that Coogan starts. That's when how practice goes. If Pendleton does start and it's 3 rookies, Mike, it's only been done a couple times at Notre Dame in the last 20 years, and those have not been good seasons.
Yeah, if you do start Pendleton and Knapp, you have 6 starts on your offensive line.
6.
3 from Craig and 3 from Schrouth, and that's it. I truly do think if they started the season at like a Northern Illinois or a Navy, I think it would be Knapp and Pendleton. I think the problem for them is, do we want to start these guys in their first collegiate game, not only at A&M, but at a really good defensive line with Texas A&M. So I think that's the dilemma for Notre Dame. And I mean, just yesterday, I've been talking to a lot of sources trying to figure out, does Notre Dame actually have this figured out what they want to do? And I don't think they do, Tim. At least as of yesterday. Maybe they decided something today. But I
guess I'm the opposite opinion. I think they do know what they're going to do. That's why on Saturday, Pendleton and Knapp were with the ones on Saturday. So I think they do know what they're going to do. I think they're just giving a lot of reps. They don't have to go public. They don't have to let anybody know, hey, see you on Saturday.
But I'm asking around privately, and I don't think they've come to a final decision.
Unless you talk to Joe Rudolph. But I mean, my humble take is they've been in practice for 3 weeks or whatever. I wouldn't be surprised if they know who it is, especially now. I mean, you're getting into A&M prep. They better know who it is here.
I know.
24 hours, so to speak. So,
yeah.
But to your point about, do you want to let the young guys play? But if they're better? I mean, if Anthony Knapp is better than Tosh Baker, who cares if Tosh Baker started 2 games? 2 games in 21, and then the Sun Bowl, excuse me. So 3 games. So yes, he's been around. He's a big dude. He's massive. He's been in college weight room. I get all that stuff. But if Knapp is in practice, there's not a lot of sniffs in Notre Dame DNs, and he's blocking Oben, Burnham, Botello, and Traore, Bryce Young. Bryce Young's your 5th guy, and it's like, and if he's blocking those guys better than Baker, that's preparing him for A&M, because those are the same type of guys A&M has that Notre Dame has. They're all a bunch of NFL guys, and Notre Dame's going to have NFL DNs. So if he's truly the better player and he's just excelled past him over camp, makes sense. I mean, Blake Fisher had to go into the hornet's nest of, Tallahassee and go against the ACC Defensive Player of the Year, until he got hurt and first-round draft pick, and they threw his, butt out there. So you got to play the best guys, and I think Knapp's earned it. The good thing is center with Ashton, Billy at right, and Emil at right tackle just seems solidified. It better be solidified, because who the heck's
it's solidified, but it's solidified as in those are the guys on the right side. But I mean, outside of center and right guard, is there anyone you're like 100% like, yeah, I feel so good about these guys?
Right. Like someone mentioned in the chat, I'm a research project guy, so I went back to the beginning of the dreaded years, 1997, Bob Davie until So from 1997 to 2023 for all the blue and gold fans. This will be Notre Dame's only 4th time. It's a lot of football seasons where they are going to have a starting offensive line take the field in game 1 under 30 starts. Only
under
the 4th time.
30.
Under 30.
And we're talking 6.
6. So Mike, if Pendleton does start and it's 6, I'm going to go with Coogan just because, I think I think they are going to be like, hey, you got 13 starts. We're going to go with you. Pendleton's been playing center for a year. All of a sudden, after 10 practices.
I'm the opposite of you. I think, I don't know.
If Pendleton starts, so be it. But listen to these stats. This is, someone in the pre-show asked about my research. 2016, 27 starts. So you're under 30. How much fun was 2016? Not fun. 2003, 4. We had 3 rookies start that year. 3 rookies. That was they went 5-7 that year. That was next year Willingham's fired. And then 99, Bob Davies year 3, Mike. 15 starts. They go 5-7. Bob Davies fired, 2 years later. That was his year 3. And I also found this a little research. We're all expecting Knapp to be the starter and Wagner. That's 2 rookie offensive tackles. Mike, this will only be the 3rd time that's happened. 3rd time that's happened. I went all the way back to some of the Holtz years. So 3rd time, you got 99, 2 rookies, losing season. And then 2010 was Zach Martin and Taylor Deaver, first thing. So obviously you got the Sun Bowl. But Mike, the D better be as good as average.
The defense is tremendous. The defense is tremendous.
Okay, you lost a lot of guys. They lost some dudes in the NFL, so these young guys better be as good as them, if not better, because the O-line is going to take a massive dip this year. It just is, and I hope Notre Dame are prepared for that.
And that's why you have a mobile quarterback.
Yes,
who needs to stay healthy.
Yeah, but it's crazy when I started diving into these stats, and if Pendleton, there's some of the worst years Notre Dame's had is when they start 3 rookies. It's actually puzzling how experienced Notre Dame's O-lines have been, like over 30, 40s, a lot of 70s, some 80s. Obviously the 20. Why did the 2020 team go to the playoffs? They had 109 starts going into the season. That's insane. And now you're looking at 6. So it's going to take a dip, but the greatest equalizer on this football team, and this is what's I'm trying to stay motivated, is Riley Leonard, man. Riley Leonard, his legs. Stay healthy, young man. Run around like crazy, cause havoc. Be relentless with that football. Go win games for Notre Dame. Guys are going to be running by you because they lost some really good NFL offensive tackles. So it's going to be different. Not that it's going to be a sieve, but they gave up almost 60 sacks in 2007. It's not going to be like that. That was just bad, young, all that thing. That was just a bad football team. This team can still rally. They can still be good. They're going to be physical inside. Wagner's a junior, so it's not like he's a freshman. He's been prepping for this moment for the last 2 years. So 2.5 years, get ready for year 3. But
but you use that point for Wagner, but you don't really use it for Baker.
But it's year 5 for Baker. So, but Wagner beat out Baker, right? Wagner beat out Baker. So they had the competition. Baker got the nod in the Sun Bowl. Then boom, that's all thrown away, scrapped. We go into January, winter conditioning, lifting. That's the other thing. They do football schools now. That's allowed by the NCAA, where coaches are allowed to be with these guys during winter ball, spring ball. You could do more meetings. Summer, coaches are allowed to see them a little bit during those workouts now. They call it, it's a football class now, basically. No balls involved, but they could talk X and O's and working. So after spring, that's what Rudolph said. Emil Wagner beat him out. So he beat him out, making now Tosh your number 3. Yeah. And then
I think it's most likely that they do Knapp and Pendleton.
That's wild. I'll tell you what, man, that will be wild. Congrats to Sam Pendleton from going from the backup center who can't snap, but he'll block his ass off to hey, we got to find a spot for him. And all you have to do is go back and watch his high school film. He's knocking the living crap out of people. He's a mean dude. Him, Sullivan, Absher, Jagasol, that whole group is some violent animals. Yeah. So if he's the most physical, football player, more physical than Coogan, albeit, and then you just hope, lastly is just their foot speed, right? That's probably a biggie. Knapp's probably just a quicker, get hands on somebody a lot quicker than Baker can.
Yeah.
Even if Baker's size is just massive.
Yeah. I'll leave it on one note, and you mentioned this earlier, Tim, that there's no politics on the offensive line. There's no, we have to play this guy because of X. They're clearly just playing whoever the best is. Experience be damned. Like, they're just playing whoever's the best player. So,
And the
Pendleton.
best part, and I'm sorry, just to jump in that part, which is awesome, is these guys. It's been tons of ones versus ones, so it's not like Pendleton's out there knocking the hell out of me. The 5th year walk on, getting his NIL deal, just getting double teamed into the dirt every day. No, they're blocking Cross, Mills, Anye. They're blocking these guys, and if Pendleton's knocking the hell out of those guys, it's competition to me, and I think Joe Rudolph is shown that. So if anyone wants to complain about Joe Rudolph, it's puzzling to me.
Yeah. Give me a true quick 30 seconds.
Sure.
What are you more concerned about, receiver or offensive line?
Oh God, offensive line.
All right, which position group is stronger? Is Tim Hyde about to say that the Notre Dame receiver group is a stronger unit than the offensive line? Because if he does,
I'm a C+.
Look out your window. You're going to see pigs flying. Hell's frozen over.
Hey, going into game 1, sure, the receivers are, right? Oh, without a doubt. Hey, all you have to do is win this damn game by 1 point, man. You got to get the hell out of there. And the D-line, I don't think, if people do, the Texas A&M front is freakish. It is freakish. It is going to be, man, if this game hits the over, I'll be shocked times 10.
Yeah.
There's no way in hell. It is going to be a dogfight because A&M's that's the other thing. We talk so much about Notre Dame. The A&M offense is not nasty. They got average receivers. Notre Dame may have better receivers than A&M. How about that? That's crazy to think about. O-line, they have a ton of starts, but they're not a good group. So we'll see, man.
Another quick 30 seconds. Tim, can you give us your starting line prediction? Let me change this. What would you want? What would you do as a coach? I mean, it's tough to ask because you're not at practice like the coaches are, but what would you prefer on that left side of the line?
I would go with Coogan unless just the simple fact that Pendleton, how are you the dude in just like 10 days? It seems like it's so fast, right?
Say the same thing about Knapp.
Yeah, but Knapp played tackle all throughout the spring. He started off at center, and then they kept him at O tackle all spring. So initially there, so he's gone through spring meetings, all that. I mean, center guard, they work in tandem and things of that nature. So I only say Coogan because he's got the 13 starts.
So Coogan and Knapp.
Yeah, and if it's Pendleton, he beat him out. High five. Enjoy blocking DJ Hicks. It's only 5-star, top 10 player in the country.
Did visit Notre Dame, Tim. did visit Notre Dame once. I remember interviewing him. His dad got me on the phone with him, and I did not think Mr. Hicks wanted to be on the phone with me. He had just woken up from a nap in the car. DJ, wake up, son. That's probably what happened. Got Mike Singer, best reporter in the land, on the line. That's exactly what happened.
Tell you what, man. I mean, we'll get into this more with Goolsby, but both D lines are just like foaming at the mouth. Notre Dame and A&M's. They're just like, we're going to get after this.
As much as I love watching my favorite sporting events from the comfort of my couch, folks, there's nothing like going to the game live. Whether it's, soccer, NFL, college football, comedy, concert, you want to be there in the room, which is where we meet our sponsor for today's show. It's gametime.co. Don't go punch in gametime.com because it's not gametime.com. Gametime.co which is a fast and easy way to buy tickets for sports, music, comedy, and theater near you with killer last-minute ticket deals. So you can just relax and get ready for the fun that you're going to have. Super easy to manage website. The app is fantastic. Game Time has a new feature called Game Time Picks. Makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play or again, concert, whatever the case may be, it makes it even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. Some of the best aspects of Game Time, we're talking about the all-in pricing. Toggling the all-in pricing feature shows the total up front, so you get no surprise fees at checkout. No one likes that. Seeing 84 bucks for something ends up being 150. No. When you use the all-in pricing, that is the final price. You can also check out seat views to get a panoramic view from your seat in the app before you buy, so you know exactly where you're going to be sitting, what that view is going to be like. And you'll get the lowest price guarantee, or Game Time is going to credit you 110% of the difference. So take the guesswork out of buying concert and game tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create that account, use the promo code ON3 for $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. Again, folks, create an account, redeem the code ON3. That's ON3 for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Tim, I really want to, I think this will only take me a second. Do you want me to pull up our bold predictions from last year?
Sure.
We did this after the season as a let's
it was fun.
Laugh at each other here. Let me do it. But we do have next our 5 bold predictions, which again we did this last year. I thought it went really well. Let me just see. I'm not going to spend too much time looking for it. I know I just had it. All right, here it is. Give me a second. Do. Tim, the hair's looking great, by the way, friend.
Always.
Okay, here it is. Should have pulled up on my other computer. Tim said Sam Hartman was going to get 500 passing yards in a game.
Yeah, you got no receivers.
We'll throw that 23 Vipers will get more than 14 sacks.
Jeez Louise, but
Chris Tyree will have more than 1,000 total yards. Joe Alt should have won the Outland. Give Joe Alt any award.
How the hell did he not win a national award? Is just amazing. 4
true seniors playing for an NFL contract. I mean, Tim, that doesn't even mean anything. What kind of bold prediction is that?
What is the 4 seniors? Oh, I think that was Mills. Obviously, he didn't get his contract. Xavier didn't get his contract. Came back,
but they were still playing for it technically. But
who else? Yeah, because they didn't get a draft grade, right? So who else would I? Where are my other 4? Patello, maybe.
All right, I put several staffers will leave, but Stuckey will stay. Yeah, that's it.
Oh my god, I forgot all about that one.
Oh, what a whiff by your boy. Boubacar Traore plays a big role by the end of the season. Not a big role, but he flashed. You know, when he did play, it wasn't much, but
yeah, he had the one play at SC, causes the fumble, then he's offsides because he's celebrating and things of that nature. But no, he's a stud. Looking forward to
things of that nature count is at like 4, by the way, tonight. Just
know
what, everyone
Google that.
Who's talking, part of my friend talking shit in the comments. What are your bold predictions? Let's see your bold predictions. This is the second time we've went through and reviewed our bold predictions from last year. We did it after the season. Yeah. And we're doing it again. We're having fun with it. Yeah, Jay Carr says, I guess that's why it's called bold. Exactly. Yeah, what do you want me to do? I think that Jeremiah Love's going to have 50 carries this year. Like, yeah, no shit, Sherlock. Yeah, these are bold predictions. We don't even believe some of these are going to happen. It's just fun. It's bold predictions.
Yeah, and I was the biggest anti-Chris Tyree guy, and I got him some hype on this one, so I was trying to give him some love.
Notre Dame will have a freshman All-American at receiver. Thought that would be Jaden Greathouse.
Close, man. Till those damn injuries
or Faison, but just too late for him, breaking out midway through the season. Podcast audience, you don't get to see number 4. You don't get to hear what it was. You just won't know.
He was invited after the Central Michigan game when they were 4-0. He was in the invite list. So he was in the top 4 at that time in the odds. And
And
then
Notre Dame will go 11. He was invited to New York for like the Yankees game or whatever when Freeman does his off-season, travels.
11-1. There we go.
I'm sure he was at New York for something.
Heck, you got 11-1 in the magazine I saw. So
This year, look,
everybody at blue and gold. Everyone's popping the champagne this year in the magazine.
I think Notre Dame. No, we're gonna save this for next week. Never mind.
Yeah.
And then Notre Dame's gonna go 11-1. That was my 5 bold last year. So Tim and I collectively went 0-10.
Yeah, I'm sticking with he won the damn thing. So how it's like Quentin Nelson. How the hell did he not win? It is like crazy. But anyway.
So now we're gonna go through this year. I'm sorry, guys. I dropped the ball a little bit on this.
Predictions as we go. Yeah.
No. I'm not apologizing for that. I didn't make a graphic, so I'm just gonna pop up little banners on the bottom of the screen, and then I'm gonna need to like take a screenshot of this, Tim.
And then we'll remember it. I'll make a note. We'll remember.
All right. Tim Hyde, bold prediction number 1. Undefeated home season. Is that really that bold of a prediction, Tim?
Marcus Freeman, 10 on the field, Ohio State.
Tim.
Marshall. Then he was the DC.
Bold.
He was the DC when Denbrock toyed with him in 21.
So Tim.
Hold on. Notre Dame hasn't gone undefeated since 2020. So, yeah, it's a bold prediction. So let's have an undefeated season, meaning you got to beat Florida State. So there we go.
Tim is always out here talking about how weak the schedule is. And then the difficult part of the schedule is on the road. And Tim wants to say bold prediction is going undefeated at home.
Because Freeman hasn't done it. Freeman's got all the losses. I'm sure
he hasn't done a lot of things.
All the losses. Come on, the losses. Come on.
All right, whatever. Chat says it's okay.
Are you kidding me? He hasn't done it yet. He has yet to do it. Golden opportunity his first year, and 2 of the worst losses in ND in the last 50 years happened on this watch. So, bam, let's go.
All right, majority says they allow it. All right, bold prediction number 2. Now, obviously, Riley Leonard's going to throw for 1,000 yards, but the thing is,
yes.
So your prediction is Riley Leonard running for 500 and throwing for 1,000. So basically, he's going to run for 500 yards. So why is this a bold prediction? Tell us your stat.
Well, bold prediction. I think Riley Leonard is going to be a massive part of the running game. I mean, he had 699, 700 yards 2 years ago. So I think he's going to run a lot more than we think. My humble opinion, you got the O-line. I think the wide receivers are vastly overrated. So that's me. I think he's going to run the ball. I think Denbrock's going to hammer the thing. And then looking at this, the only quarterbacks in the history of Notre Dame football that have done this, Tony Rice, Deshaun Kaiser in 15, Rice in 88, 89. Wimbush did it in 17, and Ian Book in 19. He missed it by just a couple yards in 2020. So you got only a handful of quarterbacks that have ever done this. So I think Leonard's going to join that group. I think he's going to have a huge year running the football. Okay. I mean, just look at all the videos, right? All the little sprinkets the ND media, Notre Dame media keeps flashing out. You always see him zone read, keeping it. We're going to see that a lot this year.
3 receivers hit 500 yards receiving. I love this one, Tim. I think it could even be 4.
4's only happened once. So going back into the research column, this has only happened a couple times in Notre Dame history to have 3 do it. You had 05-06, and then you had 14, 2014 had 4. It's the only time 4. And then you had 18 with Boykin, Claypool, and Chris Finke in 18. That's it. So you go through all those lists. Those a couple years they just miss it, but having 3 Notre Dame football players with 500+ yards receiving has only been done those handful of times. I think they hit it this year.
Does the tight ends count for this?
Oh, yeah. Fasano's in there. Carlson's in there. Yes, most definitely they're in there.
Shout out Anthony Fasano.
Yes, Mike Goolsby, 2005. He's on the group.
Love Anthony Fasano. All right. Bold prediction number 4. Billy Strouth, Notre Dame's next redshirt sophomore offensive guard All-American.
Yeah. I mean, Freeman said he's the during the little interview with Horko and Sopel, Jack Sopel reported on, talking about how he's just the star. He's dominating out there. So started thinking back in recent history of guards, just guards who were all Americans after redshirting, and then obviously playing a year. You had Nelson was an All-American in 16, unanimous in 17, and then the great Aaron Taylor. Taylor redshirted, started in 91, All-American in 92, and then obviously won the Lombardi in 93. So I think Billy's going to be many All-Americans this year.
Mr. 2.0 says, I don't see 3 receivers with 500 or Riley with 500 rushing as bold. Yeah, I mean, you guys will see mine. I go a little bit of a different route as always. But.
Yeah, I mean, I look at it more of a historical thing of can they do it? Once again, going back, it's only been done a couple times. So if something's only been done a couple times and Notre Dame's played 130 some odd seasons of football, it's a pretty big honor. So I think he's going to get that. As far as wide receivers go, what Notre Dame wide receiver, they've been average as sin. So are they really that good this year? We're going to find out. We're going to find. I mean, they got all these transfers. These guys weren't good enough to go to the NFL, so they had to go play college football again. So we'll see. We'll see what this wide receiver unit is like. I think it's bold. If you ask me.
Yeah.
So why it's on my list.
Adam B just said we should do a poll on who starts at left guard. He thinks Coogan. So I just put it in the live chat so you guys can vote on that. And at the end of the show, I will read out the percentages. And then last but not least on Tim's 5 bold predictions, he's got 6+ true freshmen, right?
Yeah, true.
Earn a letter.
I mean, we started talking last week about it, and I think we were in the lows. And then the more you hear reporting and things of that nature, Gerby Lambert obviously solidifying himself as the number 2 right tackle, meaning he's going to play this year. So you start adding up the guys, you're looking at maybe 7, 8 freshmen play. You got Leonard Moore is basically wrapping up, the backup nickel. That gets him involved now. So
how many games you need to plan for a letter?
5, because 4. If you play 4, you can redshirt. So once you hit that 5th game,
okay.
So obviously, I mean,
all right. So 6+ to not redshirt. I got you.
Yeah, 6+. So I think
who are your top names to that? You said Leonard Moore.
Yeah, Moore. I mean, you go. KVA is going to play. Anthony Knapp's going to play. I think Lambert's going to play now at right tackle. Aeneas Williams.
Do you think Lambert more than 5 though?
Sure,
or 5 or more.
Why save him? I mean, what are you saving him for?
Who are you gonna bench for him?
He's gonna play. I mean, knock on wood, as a Notre Dame fan, I'm hoping he's playing some games in the second half, and Notre Dame's blasting some of these teams away like they've done. So, I mean, if he's not playing against Virginia, Notre Dame's got a lot of issues this year. Okay, so KVA. I mean, Gilbert's been talked about so much. He's going to get. He's going to get in there. So
yeah, all right.
I
think garbage time. I hear you.
Yeah, they're going to play. They need these guys. It goes back to this whole mentality. Why are you going to be redshirting guys now when they can leave? So play the son of a gun. If Gerby Lambert's your number 2 right tackle, he's got to play somewhere. And whether it's garbage time, we're all hoping the best for Emil Wagner. He plays and starts every single game. Hope that happens, but as the number 2, he may have to get some snaps here and there. The long season, Mark with glasses, high five, exactly.
Tim, you have not seen my bold predictions.
No, I have not. This is going to be fun.
And in full transparency, I did them with like 4 minutes before the show. A couple I had already been thinking about, but the rest, it was kind of like an oh shit moment. I got to do these. And I go personnel things like this. Bold predictions. No one's talking about this. Carson Hobbs and or Kennedy Urlacher make an impact for Notre Dame this season. A lot of talk about Leonard Moore. Don't sleep on Carson. Maybe Carson Hobbs not this year. I hear good things about Carson Hobbs.
Love Hobbs, man.
And just don't be like the safety depth is not tremendous.
No.
Kennedy Urlacher. File this away. Put it on a sticky note. Put it on your wall. On August 20th, Mike Singer talked about Kennedy Urlacher playing this year. And I'm not talking about just garbage. I'm like, oh, is that Kenny? Who's that? Tim, do you know Kennedy Urlacher's number off the top of your head?
No.
No, me
But
neither.
I know Ben Minnick's number 13, so that I know.
23. Urlacher's 23. Now we know. So there's one. You like that?
So make an impact, meaning so special teams. So that's one of my freshmen. There you go, Mike. Add him to the freshman burn. So you're saying he's going to play, earn a letter this year because he's going to make an impact. I like it.
I don't know. I don't really. Yeah, impact is kind of subjective.
No, impact doesn't mean he's freshman All-American.
Yeah, but he's
four fumbles.
I think
he's playing.
I think one of those two guys breaks into the rotation.
I like it. Yeah, you're right.
Later in the season.
But seriously, let's go back. Right. You're right. You got a Don Schuler, Xavier Watts. You got the transfer who played corner his whole life at Northwestern. Outside of that, who in the hell is playing safety?
Yeah. You got
scary.
The young man from Wyoming.
Okay.
I'm sorry, his name's escaping me.
Talich.
Yeah, Luke Talich. Yeah. But yeah, not a ton of guys.
I know.
All right, number 2. Bo Collins, amongst the receivers, is going to lead the team in receiving yards. So this is not including Mitch Evans. Who knows? Mitch Evans could lead the team in receiving. But I like Bo Collins to be the number 1 wide receiver on this football team. Is that bold?
Yes.
Okay.
Because all he ever did is catch a hitch and a slant at Clemson. So, Mike,
he's
had one game in the last two seasons over 75 yards receiving in a game. It was against powerhouse FCS Charleston Southern. So, hey, this is bold for me, man. This is a big
the way you like select different stats to just fit your
argument. It's a stat, just 75 yards receiving. If you're a dude, you should be able to get 75 yards one time against 12 guys and me. He got it against. So,
listen, this is more about what he's doing at Notre Dame than what he did at Clemson, and the fact that Notre Dame is spreading the ball around a lot. To your point about 3 receivers over 500, I think he might be at like 604, and he could lead the team in receiving yards. I think it's going to be Bo Collins. What I am hearing from the folks in the building, Bo Collins is a stud.
I don't know. Man. Sometimes when you start hearing certain things, I just like I take it with a grain of salt, but we'll see.
Can't argue the numbers, Mike. Listen, you know what he did at Clemson? People want to dog on him. Never got hurt. Solid from freshman on.
Season. He's never finished the season, buddy.
Okay.
Hey, I got all off season. I get bored.
Okay, these stats are not as good as I remembered.
Games in a season, I'll give you $1.
All right, never mind. These stats are not as good as I remembered them being. But steady.
It's bold. It's all about boldness, Mike. I like this one.
I don't even think this one's that bold.
Okay.
You guys are right. But yeah, quarterback play. Clemson has been great. Yes, you guys are right about but steady. The numbers are not as good as I remembered as I just pulled them up. But still, I don't even think it's that bold. Number 3, I think Gerby Lambert is going to start. Tim's saying he's going to let her. I think he's going to start. I think by the end of the season, I've heard really good things about Gerby Lambert. I think he is going to, one way or another, I think he's going to start a football game for Notre Dame. I like it. I feel good about that one.
I like it.
Boubacar Traore, second in the team in sacks. I think it's going to be Oben number 1.
Okay.
What?
No, my bold, it's like I was battling 5, and I should have just – my pick was going to be Snead. It was going to be number 1, so that was going to be my pick.
Number 1 in sacks?
I think he's just going to go be a terror on the nickel and dime stuff this year. He's going to be on the field all the time this year. So that was going to be I should have stuck with that, damn it. But
I would have liked that.
So who's won?
Oben.
Okay.
I'm a big RJ Oben guy. And I like Boubacar Traore. I am hearing tremendous things about Traore.
Okay. So Oben over – he's going to have more reps than Burnham.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Oben can pass rush. So.
All right. And this is – all right. I love my number 5 one here. It's very bold. Or maybe you guys won't think it's that bold. I don't know. But this is one where I'm saying this guy is going to lead the team in tackles. If he comes in second, still, I think this is a good pick. Give me Kingston. Lead the team in tackles. Give me Kingston Viliamuasa to lead the team in tackles. Another guy. Tremendous things I'm hearing about Kingston. The things I'm hearing about him is exactly what I got to see at the All-American Bowl, of like people being like, how he reads plays and diagnoses them so quickly it's like he's got a cheat sheet. Like the guy is just special. Trinity League's finest is right. So give me Kingston leading the team in tackles. You like that, Tim?
I like it. I was gonna say something, but it's okay. I like it.
What were we gonna say?
Well, I'm always thinking, man. I'm always thinking. You gave a shout out to Charles Power. I remember when he said linebackers from the Trinity League don't, usually play good at the next level. So, but I like Kingston. We'll see.
I see him being a guy that is just too good to keep off.
Yes. It's an absolute. There were some recruiting services, I won't name any, that had him in like the 200s, and all of a sudden
you just named it.
Yeah, he ends up being top 100. How he was not a consensus 5-star by everybody, I'll never understand. His film was freakish. He's a stud. Made plays all over the place. Best program in the country, led by him. The state player of the year, the LA Times player of the year, you name it. And some people question his ability. I'll never.
Listen, he ended up bumping him to it. He ended up at least being in the top 100. But
he's a flat out stud. I've said it once. I'll say it twice. Manti, Jalen Smith, KVA, the three most ready to play freshman linebackers at ND, and he's a stud. So I love your prediction, Mike, because he's a dude, man.
Yeah, he's how that works with Kaiser and Bowen. I don't know, but I just got a feeling.
Now you got some bold ones. I need to go. Yeah, I'm going like where guys are gonna fit.
Yours are cute. You have cute little
ones.
Things.
Yeah, cute little.
I'm just like, just give me.
Yeah,
I do feel the best about Bo Collins.
Because my bold predictions aren't like, I think Greathouse is going to be the best wide receiver. Okay, bad. Of course.
You do?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I thought you were a Faison guy.
Well, I love Faison. I love that he's outside. But Greathouse is a slot. Is just that.
See, I think Greathouse could lead the team in receptions.
Like 100 Renfro, since we're talking about Clemson receivers, just crushes teams underneath, and the way he could get open and leverage off of defenders. That's what I see with Greathouse coming from, obviously, the great high school he did and all these things that he's learned and played so much last year. I love Jaden Greathouse as a player.
Teppy, your house says no Angeli bold prediction. I thought about it, but what am I going to say?
Let me ask you this. Because I asked Tyler.
Don't ask.
I asked Tyler Horka this. You have obviously game one. Not going. I'm not expecting to see multiple quarterbacks. NIU is what it is, and then you got Purdue. But by that game 4, you got Miami of Ohio. Notre Dame's cruising. They're up 38-6. Let's say. I'll give them 10. All right, 38-10.
They're playing Angeli.
Who's the third quarterback that goes in this year? It only happened a couple times last year with Minchie being the third. You rarely see a third come in to the game. If Notre Dame has some opportunities to get a third quarterback in, like Mr. Kenny Minchie did a couple times last year, who is it this year?
I think it would be Minchie. Okay. I think it would be Minchie, just to not ruffle feathers that much, because you would understand it being Minchie, just the older guy, and it's just to hand off a couple of times to some walk-on running back wearing number 48. I wouldn't ruffle. That would be such a storyline if it were Minchie, or if Carr were to trot out to hand the ball off with 15 seconds left, and or take the knee.
I can't. Hey, as much as I can't wait this season, it's going to be awesome. We're going to have a lot of fun this year. it's going to be a fun year. We're expecting for Notre Dame, as long as the O-line blocks every other play. It should be a good season. But Mike, I cannot wait to get to January, because I want to know how the number 4 quarterback goes from 4 to 1. So I'm curious to get into that discussion down the road, but that's months away.
Trash, I am very sorry about the delay. And I was reading your super chat here. He says, Trash always Trash. If I looked at his posting history, which I don't really know, I think I am able to see the comments people have had. But Trash, I think 90% of his comments are all super chats. They're things I don't really know what to say in response to, but we're always appreciative of the super chat. So he drops $10. It says an article that had an interview with AJ McCarron from Alabama calling Notre Dame a weak program and never belonged in the championship or CFP and should be banned since they lose so much. Thoughts?
Program and never belonged in the championship.
Did AJ McCarron really say it like that? I don't know. I haven't seen the article.
In 2012, is he talking about that year? Because everyone says, "Oh, the true title game was obviously them beating Georgia that year."
Right?
How close that was, but yeah. Well, I didn't read the article. I could care less.
I have literally no thoughts.
I think being banned is stupid, but
I have a hard time seeing.
SEC thinks everyone who's 8-4 should have a shot at a title, but it is what he should be lucky. AJ McCarron obviously that year got into the title game because other teams lost to give him that opportunity. Ohio State was ineligible; they were 12-0. Obviously, the Kansas State losing at the end of the year gave Alabama a shot. So he should be praising other teams for giving him an opportunity to win a game. So, and they beat Notre Dame. So, congrats.
I have a hard time. AJ, I have a hard time.
The article, so
Trash. Again, I love the super chats, but sometimes you ask us to just comment on what ESPN and stuff is saying. I wish I had better answers for you. I just got nothing for you, dog. Mike Nolan, $5 super chat. Good to see Mike. He says, didn't the 88 team have 4 new starters on the O-line? I think a couple were sophomores and one offensive tackle. Andy Heck had been a tight end in 87.
Exactly. And their offensive line coach has an award named after him. The head coach is one of the most experienced head coaches in the history of Notre Dame football, coming to Notre Dame, as he'd taken 4 other programs to bowl games. Had one of the biggest upsets in the history of college football when he beat number 1 Oklahoma when he was at Arkansas. So, yeah, you have a very experienced head football coach, the greatest O-line coach in America. They had a plan. They went to work in 88. So, exactly.
Okay.
That's my little 30-second commercial on that.
Mike Nolan, appreciate.
Love the question. It is a great question.
Yeah. Appreciate the $5 super chat, my friend. Tim, I'm not gonna lie, man. We had 4 topics, and I was a little bit nervous. We actually skipped topic number 4. It was nothing. It was top.
Let's get to game week.
Jobs and college football is nothing.
Let's get to game week.
Let's get to game week. So we will do Sunday the 25th, 8 p.m. Goolsby show with Tim Hyde. Goolsby was like, "We need Tim on my show. I'm sick of getting on Tim's show. I want Tim on my show." So
Sunday night, I gotta let the wife know, and we'll get that set. And I'll be
Goolsby getteth what Goolsby wants. Just easy to do, Ghouls. And we'll be live next Tuesday.
Or hold on, that's our position grades like we did last year, right? Where you poked us the C+ receiver to B-. So right, we're doing position.
We're doing that on Sunday.
Yes, Sunday, exactly.
So I don't know what we'll do on Tuesday. We'll find something.
Oh, we'll dive into A&M and get ready to roll, man.
Yeah. So I do agree with Mark. This was a fun show. I love doing the bold predictions. We get the, as Goolsby says, let our hair down a little bit and just have some fun. 11 days. By the time we do the show next week, Tim, it will be 4 days away, if that's how math works.
Nerve-wracking time. Yeah, I saw the heat index is going to be low 100s. But 11 days from now, they already got it prepped. So that's going to be fun. It's going to be so damn hot. It's been like 100 heat index like before noon for the last couple of weeks. So I'll be curious. Is A&M just sitting in that thing, or are they going at night to acclimate for that thing for that 7:30 kickoff? But 6:30, right? It'll be 6:30 for them out there.
Folks,
it's gonna be a good one. Let's kick it off. We'll see you guys.
Appreciate you guys for tuning in to tonight's show, whether you're watching live, watching back, or listening via podcast. Please leave us a strong review if you listen via podcast. We'd really appreciate that. And leave us a review. Don't just hit the 5-star. Type why you like the show. Hopefully, if you like the show. If you don't like the show, then maybe just don't leave a review. And if you're watching via YouTube, make sure you hit the thumbs up, subscribe, drop a comment. If you're watching back, all that good stuff. So, folks, really appreciate you for tuning in. And as always, we will catch you next time. Jack and Tyler will be live tomorrow night. I'll be live Thursday at 1 Eastern. Goolsby Show Sunday. This show next Tuesday. We got you covered right here at blueandgold.com.